Is it too late to start over in your 40s? No. Welcome back to the Keys podcast. I'm your host, Lillian Hernandez, but you can call me Lily, like the flower, because we are learning and growing together, and I'm giving you the keys. There are no gatekeepers here. In this episode, we are talking about starting over in our 40s, specifically when it comes to our careers. I know many of you are venturing into the real estate industry wanting to be either a transaction coordinator, top producing realtor, broker, lender, whatever the case may be. There's opportunities everywhere. But in order for you to achieve those opportunities, I think a lot of self-work needs to be done as well. Learning how to trust yourself, learning how to set boundaries, understanding that advocating for yourself is more important than anything you'll ever learn in your life. Discernment, having integrity. You will realize in this industry, I can only speak for real estate because that's the industry I've been in majority of my life, but I can also attest to meeting people in real life that integrity doesn't seem to catch on with everyone. So knowing why you're doing anything, your mission, your values, and upholding those throughout your journey are integral to this entire process. So getting to know yourself is so key, and what you enjoy in life outside of work, making sure you have time for that thing, those things, or those people, or that person, not to mention yourself. Self-care is key as well. I started changing my habits. I quit drinking again. It's been a full year and some change. And every time I stopped drinking, I noticed a major shift in my life for the better. And it wasn't like alcohol was consuming me to the point where I was doing it every day. No, it was very much social. But I'm also a very social person. So I was outside a lot, which meant I was drinking a lot. But when you're self-employed, you are responsible for showing up as if you have to go somewhere into an office, report to people. Oftentimes I found myself getting caught up in the I'll do it laters of it all. I have time. I don't feel like it. And those were the mindsets and the attitudes and the conditions I was in that really hurt me financially, emotionally, physically. I was putting on a lot of weight, ultimately decreasing my energy and my desire to show up for work, for my clients, for my customers, which then impacted my entire livelihood. So I recognized after a few years of being self-employed, by then I'm in my late 30s, that again, I need to shift. I need to start making these changes. And they were gradual. The not drinking wasn't overnight. But I knew it was a conscious decision I was going to make in 2025 that this is the year I quit a lot of things. So leading up to those choices, I started doing the work again. And I did this right before I quit my 9-to-5 as well. You can go listen to that episode where I document my journey as to why I quit and the changes I made in my life in order to make that happen. It is a lot of preparation. So I had to learn that instant gratification has to be removed, because a lot of my decisions were based on it needs to happen now. If it doesn't happen now, it's a waste of my time. On to the next. So I found myself doing a bunch of different things that I thought were worthy of my time. In actuality, I was just hurting myself more. So if you're in a place where you are tired of doing your job, you know it's not in alignment with who you are and who you want to become or who you need to become, then this is your opportunity to make those changes. Allow them to be gradual. Have patience. But it's important to show up for who this new version of you is going to be. For example, when I said I quit drinking, I knew it was going to impact my friend group. I knew it was going to impact my social life. How was I going to handle that? I don't know. I knew that my goals and my dreams and the vision I see for my future were way more important than me being just outside to be hungover for the rest of the weekend, to be spending so much money, going nowhere, creating memories I'd later forget. That part of me slowly phased away, faded out, and I had to gradually find a way to get better. So that was one of those things in my life that I found was a big distraction taking away too much of my money and not improving me spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. It was hurting me. And it caused a lot of shame, embarrassment. And those are things I didn't want to lead with. Those are feelings I didn't want to live with anymore because I knew I was better. I knew I was capable of more. So what are some steps you can take today in order to change your circumstances, to start over, to start fresh? I think it starts with how you talk to yourself. What do you think of you? This is for you, no one else. We're all gifted and skilled in different areas of life. And I think knowing what those things are will help us make informed decisions on where we need to go next. It's a matter of what's going to pay the bills now versus what's going to feed me for the rest of my life. So when you wake up every day, when you go to sleep, what are you thinking? What is your subconscious telling you? Do you even hear your subconscious voice? I didn't hear my subconscious voice loud and clear until last year, when I was forced to sit down because I had a pinched nerve in my neck. And I was just sitting there in pain. No music, no TV, no podcast could comfort me. Not even ibuprofen or Tylenol. It was that painful. So I was forced to sit in silence and hear myself, how I talked about myself. So I said, let me come up with some ideas of what I could do. This hurts. I don't like when I get sick. I don't like when I'm in pain. But something about those moments forced me out of my comfort zone to remind me, hey, all of this could be taken away. Are you doing what you need to be doing? Are you doing what's on your to-do list? What's on your goals, in your visions? Are you doing what you dream about? I don't want to have to go through so much adversity and pain to be reminded of that, which is why I'm doing this podcast episode. So we can all just ease on into a newer life, a fresher perspective, because 0 out of 10 recommend. I don't recommend injuries, sickness, anything. I'm wishing you all the best, okay? Let's take care of ourselves. Care for yourself. That's that part of the slogan for my transaction care brand. It comes down to what you think of yourself, what you know of yourself, and how you're going to challenge yourself to achieve that. So if you have to wake up every day and start with gratitude, affirmations, prayers, journaling, working out, something to enrich you, to encourage you, to empower you, to energize you, do that. I had to get rid of my phone in the morning. Don't get me wrong, it's not perfect, but not scrolling, checking emails, work emails, texts, phone calls, voicemails, that changed my life. That not being the first thing I do when I wake up, that in itself is a game changer. Deleting apps like TikTok, Instagram, when it's overly consuming me and all I'm doing is scrolling. Allowing my brain to just be present and still, not ingesting everyone's life in a span of 60 seconds. So removing the distractions. So that's my next point, is knowing what are your distractions. Think about future you. Where are you? How much money do you have in your bank account? Where are you living? Who are you surrounded with? Are the conversations you're having making you feel better or worse? This can be difficult when it comes to people in your life or even your job, knowing when to let go. I still struggle with knowing when to let go and what to hold on to. I do know it's a part of the process. And over time, it has gotten easier because I know there's something bigger out there for me, that whatever I have to detach from served its purpose. And I must be grateful for that and accept the next parts of whatever it is I need to do next. Because you always feel like you're about to jump out of an airplane with no parachute. And that's terrifying. Although I've never jumped out of an airplane, let alone worn a parachute harness or anything like that. So I don't know if that's the best example, but you get what I mean. That leap of faith into the unknown can still be directed and architected by you. And if you're a person of faith and belief, like myself, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus. I know I'm being guided in a bigger direction, something bigger than me. I have to show up for these things. But if I don't have the right mindset, if I'm not speaking to myself kindly, going after what it is I dream about or have goals about, it's going to be super difficult because I'm always going to hit a wall because I don't think of myself as worthy of these things. So it always starts with you and then removing the distractions that are holding you back. I do recommend making these changes gradually. There may be some things that you have to remove instantly. When I removed myself from certain situations or certain friend groups, or I was removed from certain situations or certain friend groups or communities, I found that the impact, the healing of that all can also derail some of my growth. Not to say that I'm not growing, but it's like, dang, how can I move forward if I'm depressed or sad or I feel inadequate or irritated or stupid because I made those decisions or because I was rejected or because I was cast away. Always leave room for healing, for reflection, for recovery. And I think that will kind of soften this journey along the way so it isn't so harsh all the time. So you not feel like you're constantly just having bricks thrown at you and having to carry them. Because the weight of the world, the weight of life, the weight of our decisions can be heavy. So when you're shedding all of our distractions, when you're shedding the old you, it can feel vulnerable. And if you're not used to feeling vulnerable, you might want to run away. And those are the moments when you really step up. Those are the moments where you just let yourself be vulnerable and you hold on tight and you say, I'm not going to let go. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to take my next step. I'm going to go until this gets easier. Believe me, I've been there and I know I'm going to get there again. Every time I go to record this podcast, I feel vulnerable. Is this episode going to get 1 view, 0 views, 100 views, 1,000,000 views? I don't know. But I have it on my heart to show up, to keep going. Before you jump into your next career or your next job, make your work about you. Work on you. Seek counseling, seek therapy, hire a business or career coach, confidence coach. Like myself, I can help you through this process. And do your best to stay encouraged, whatever that looks like for you. If you love music, make your pump up playlist. If it's a book, find the books. I think a great start is always Atomic Habits. I'm thinking of rereading that book in this season of my life. I've read it, I think, 2 times now. But certain messages hit me at different times. So chapter 3, whatever it was about, might have been important for me back then. But today it might be chapter 7. So it's okay to revisit the same books over and over again because we can receive different messages at different times. I challenged myself last year to read the entire Bible because I'd never read it before and I wanted to learn, what is this really about? And how does this align with my faith journey and my belief in God? And how is this going to help me in my life, in my career? And it is. There are parts of the Bible I don't like. There are parts of the Bible I've realized people in the world are lying about. And then there are parts of the Bible I love and I enjoy. And I instantly apply to my life. And it makes me want to help people even more, especially me being a coach and pursuing this lane. Coach is the overall general title for what it is I'm doing. It might be something totally different a year from today. What I'm getting at is I'm feeding myself with materials and information and knowledge of wisdom of people who have been there. Like Jesus. Jesus has been there. Whether you believe in God or not, I've just found that these stories, whether it's the Bible, Atomic Habits, the 12-week year, or a Time magazine article of my favorite athlete and an interview that she's done, or a book of my favorite coach, one of my favorite coaches, Don Staley. I love sports. So it's like still feeding myself things I enjoy and finding the lesson in it or finding something where I can relate to them about. People who are at the top of their games, how did they get there? I want to know the human part of them. So you have to identify what is the best parts of you and double, triple, quadruple down on that. But it takes time. You have to get to know yourself. And when I say it takes time, I can't tell you how long it's going to take or how quick it's going to be. I know you may feel like, oh my God, I'm in my 40s. I need this to happen. Rent is due. I get it. That's where if you have a job right now, save as much money as you can. I'm always going to default on the setting of fix your finances, meaning cut down your expenses as much as you possibly can to the lowest number possible. And it's just temporary. It's just temporary as you build yourself up into the new version of you. And when you go without for a long time, you'll realize I did not need that subscription in the first place. I don't need the Hulu, the HBO, the Netflix, the Amazon. I don't need all of them. I really don't. Because now I realize that's been a distraction in my life. I was watching movies over and over again instead of working on my dreams, instead of working on my goals, instead of working on myself. You get what I'm getting at, right? It might sound boring. It might not sound that exciting. And if you don't want to eliminate all of them, just keep one. What I'm getting at is if you're trying to start over, if you need a fresh start in life, but you just feel stuck, get to know yourself. Create the version of you want to be. Write it down. Make a video. Talk to future you all the time. Journal about it. Pray about it. Go work out. Go for a walk. My goal right now is to do 20 crunches a day. Everyone says abs are made in the kitchen. I get that, but I'm not much of a cook. But I also know that I could still give myself an opportunity to build up my core through doing crunches. I'm not going to wait till I get in the kitchen to do it. I'm in the kitchen. I'm still doing what I need to do, but I'm also giving myself another opportunity that is challenging, but also realistic to show up to. And then once you feel like you've gotten to know yourself, you love yourself even more, and you want to give future you and current you a chance, you'll realize the person you're striving to be has always lived in you. You just haven't given yourself a chance to let your light shine. So this is your opportunity to let your light shine. Take it one step at a time. Stay motivated, stay encouraged, but also be still. Find your power, find your strength in the stillness of life. I set an alarm a couple times a week to just sit still, 20 minutes minimum. Every day, I start my day with prayer, reading, and journaling. More recently, it's been adding a bit of a workout so I can get my heart pumping, whether it's a walk around my neighborhood, 20 crunches, a 20-minute workout. I don't overcomplicate it. But I know starting over for me looked like a much more fit person, someone with more energy. So choosing the right foods also makes a difference, eating for energy versus eating for pleasure. Not always chasing the pleasurable things in life, but being okay with times when it's quiet, when it's still, when it's boring, when it's lagging. I've learned to be grateful for the quiet moments because I know those days when things are stressful, when there's 100 million things on my plate, and I just crave those quiet moments. I know the next time I do have them, it's going to be 10 times greater. The same can go for the opposite. When things are quieter and slower in business, I'm constantly thinking about, oh, I wish I was busier, but it's like, let me just be present. Let me just be grateful for this time right now. Because at any given moment, things can take off. Starting over is possible. Being in your 40s is still very young. Even if you're 49 going on 50, still so young. So young. We're going to continue to have dialogues like this, learning how to trust the process, learning how to trust ourselves. But it starts with taking care of you, speaking kindly to yourself, appreciating yourself, being grateful for yourself, and all the things that you've gone through, the wins, the losses, the blessings, everything, the healing. You're capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. It's just now a matter of redirecting this time, this energy, who you are today, into the new version you are dreaming of becoming and evolving into. And allowing those parts of you to shine so bright, like this ring light that's blaring and glaring right in my eyes right now. So with all of that said, I truly thank you. I appreciate you. If you're listening to this or if you're watching this, yes, we have both options. TheKeysPodcast.com is where you could find it all. Sign up for the newsletter as well. And if you want to talk one-on-one about this stuff, set up a discovery call with me. Let's connect. I'd love to help you and strategize what we can do to best get you situated in this new stage and season of your life, because you're not alone. We're in this together, and I truly believe that. So stay encouraged, stay uplifted, and this has been another episode of The Keys. My name is Lillian Hernandez, but you can call me Lily, and I'm giving you the keys. There are no gatekeepers here. Thank you again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.